Imagine the sky turning black, the sun disappearing for years, crops failing, temperatures plunging, and humanity reduced to just a few thousand survivors. This isn't the plot of a disaster movie. It's a real event that almost ended our story before it began. Around 74,000 years ago, the Toba supervolcano erupted in what is now Indonesia, the largest volcanic eruption in the last 2 million years. Some scientists believe it triggered a volcanic winter, so severe it nearly wiped out our species. Today, we're going to explore exactly what happened, what it would have looked like, and how close we came to vanishing forever. And yes, we'll also talk about whether something like this could happen again. Spoiler, it could. To understand Toba, we need to understand supervolcanoes. A normal volcano might erupt with enough force to cover a city in ash. A supervolcano can cover continents. Instead of shooting a cone-shaped mountain upward, a supervolcano forms a caldera, a massive underground magma chamber that, when it blows, leaves behind a huge crater. The Toba caldera in Sumatra is 100 kilometers long. Today, it's filled with Lake Toba, the largest volcanic lake in the world. But 74,000 years ago, this was a ticking time bomb beneath the Earth's crust. And it didn't just go off. It exploded with the force of an estimated 5,000 times the Hiroshima bomb per second for days. Let's put that in perspective. The 1980 Mount St. Helens eruption ejected about 1 cubic kilometer of material. Toba, somewhere between 2,800 and 3,200 cubic kilometers. This was a geological event so powerful, it reshaped the planet. Now, imagine you were there. The first sign, earthquakes days, maybe weeks before, animals fleeing, birds gone silent. Then the ground splits open. A deafening roar. Columns of ash shoot 50 kilometers into the sky, punching through the stratosphere. Pyroclastic flows, clouds of superheated gas and ash moving faster than 300 kilometers per hour, race across the land, obliterating everything in their path. Within hours, the island of Sumatra is covered in a layer of ash meters deep. But the devastation doesn't stop there. Prevailing winds carry the ash westward, blanketing India in up to 15 centimeters of volcanic dust. Ash falls across the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Peninsula, even East Africa. And then comes the real killer, the sulfur dioxide injected into the upper atmosphere. This creates reflective aerosols that bounce sunlight back into space. The result, a dramatic plunge in global temperatures. In the months after Toba erupted, the world grew colder. Some climate models suggest global temperatures may have dropped by 3 to 5 degrees Celsius on average, with more extreme drops in certain regions. Imagine tropical Africa turning cool and dry, monsoon systems failing, glaciers advancing. This volcanic winter might have lasted 6 to 10 years, followed by 1,000 years of colder than normal conditions. And for early humans, this was a death sentence. Hunting became harder, plants died, animal populations crashed. Small bands of humans already living precarious lives faced starvation. According to the genetic bottleneck hypothesis, the human population may have fallen to as few as 3 to 10,000 individuals worldwide. That's fewer people than fit in a sports arena. If true, we are all descendants of those survivors. But here, where science gets interesting, not everyone agrees that Toba was solely responsible for this genetic bottleneck. The evidence comes from studies of mitochondrial DNA, the DNA we inherit from our mothers. These studies show very little genetic variation among modern humans, suggesting we went through a period where our population was extremely small. Toba fits the timeline, but some researchers argue that other factors, like climate changes during the Ice Age, could have played a role. Even more recent excavations in India and Africa have found stone tools in layers both before and after the ash from Toba, suggesting some human groups may have survived relatively unaffected. So maybe Toba didn't almost wipe us out entirely. but it certainly made life unimaginably harder. Toba's effects were global. In Greenland and Antarctica, ice cores show spikes in volcanic sulfur from this time period. Ocean sediments record sudden changes in temperature. In Africa, lakes dried up. In Asia, plant and animal species disappeared. Some scientists even think Toba may have triggered cultural shifts, forcing humans to innovate or perish. It's possible that pressure from such a catastrophe drove advancements in tools, cooperation, and survival strategies. In short, we may, in a twisted way, owe part of our success to this disaster. Could it happen again? Here's the scary part. Yes, it could. Toba is still active. Lake Toba itself sits in a living volcanic system. Smaller eruptions have occurred in the last few tens of thousands of years. And Toba isn't alone. Yellowstone in the United States, Taupo in New Zealand, and Era in Japan are all supervolcanoes capable of eruptions on a similar scale. Scientists estimate supervolcanoes erupt roughly once every 50,000 to 100,000 years. Statistically speaking, we're due. If Toba erupted today, the consequences would be catastrophic. Ash could ground global air travel for years. Crop failures could cause famine on an unprecedented scale. The interconnected global economy might collapse. This isn't just a natural disaster. It's a civilization-ending event. Toba teaches us two things. First, humanity is fragile. We've only been here for a blink of geological time, and nature has the power to erase us. Second, we are resilient. If the bottleneck hypothesis is true, our ancestors stared down one of the worst disasters in history and survived. This survival may have shaped us, making us more adaptable, more innovative, more cooperative. It's also a reminder that understanding and monitoring volcanic systems isn't just academic curiosity, it's survival insurance. 74,000 years ago, the Earth tried to erase us. Maybe we came within a few thousand heartbeats of extinction. Maybe not. But the Toba eruption remains one of the most powerful reminders of our planet's raw, unpredictable power. We often think of history starting with cities, kings, and empires. But long before that, we were just one small, vulnerable species clinging to life after the sky turned black. The fact that we're here, watching videos, scrolling through comments, is a testament to how far we've come and how easily it could all change again. So next time you look at the calm blue surface of Lake Toba, remember what sleeps beneath it. And remember, the Earth has a long memory and a short temper.